Hello everyone, this is Rosemary, and this is a walkthrough for this Traveler's Journal insert I made. I was inspired by this blue fern paper. It began with one sheet of paper that I really liked, and it came from the amber and apricot paper line. And I just wanted to make a bee journal for some reason. So I bought 2 more sheets of paper, and it began. So like I said, it's some blue fern paper. That was my inspiration. I used 3 of their flowers. And what is, you see a closure, a ribbon closure, and I decided to do that because I found this beautiful kind of apricot-y colored ribbon in my stash, and I said, well, let's use it up. So here it goes. This journal is going to have, even though I use blue fern paper, I only use 3 sheets. The rest, the paper is decorated with punching and stamping. And you know, so some tags that sometimes I make from the paper line like this, and it's a double one. A lot of distress ink, a few prints from Pinterest. The hum of the bees is the voice of the garden. And I just bought this die cut. I love die cuts. And somebody left or got rid of some copper metallic paper, and it was just little bits, and I cut it, and I just love that metallic bee there. And so this is a stamp that's in my stash. I think I picked it up at Hobby Lobby, and I tried to do some gold embossing. I wasn't very good at it, but the bees are there. And then it's a collection of paper like this card, music paper. And before I go further, you see this paper? It's a softer kind of color. I stained this with yellow onion skins. Works the same way as avocado staining, but I did this, and I did some paper, and these are the last few sheets of it, but it gives this very soft yellow color. It's not a harsh color. I'm gonna have to try this. You see how this is a yellow? And look, compare it to the yellow paper. I have about 2 sheets of it. So this journal really is about using your paper and using scrap paper as accent pieces. Here are some tags I made from my stash, and you can tell the Pinterest copies I make. And so these stamps, there's this and this, they're from blue fern. And the bees was my personal one, and you can just see I'm going, this is also blue fern, and you know, just by stamping. So get out your stamps and start using them. This is some orange graph paper I found at a thrift store, and it just kind of goes with this amber and apricot. And this was a I bought these at Tuesday morning. This is napkin decoupaged, and you know, so you can do this quite easily. This is some napkin that I just put and did some stamping here and there. The napkin is just kind of pieces and just kind of Mod Podge strategically. I did some stitching to add some border, you know, kind of to add some interest to this. And this is one of the sheets I did use for the scrap paper. Now this pocket is one of those fold outs that I'm sure you've seen, and you can journal on it your secret message, something you don't want, like all your passwords, you know, anything different. Now you notice this paper is a little short and the points are kind of square. What I did, this is why I put that flower to camouflage that, and of course it then works as pockets to put your tags in, and nobody would know that there was a secret pocket there except you. And again, this is why I like this paper, because it had the bees and this beautiful color right there, which goes with the orange graph paper. And again, this is some of that onion skin, and if you compare it to the coffee stain, you can see there's a difference there. So I definitely think it's been underrated. I'm going to have to do some more of that. And here's again another sheet and the tags. And again, I tend to make a lot of my tags in general. And this is how you can decorate. Just do some random napkins, some stamping, and put some lace. And you can have a journal with just your basic paper. Now, some of this paper is drawing paper, copy paper, you know, whatever I had. It looks like it's all the same, but it has slightly different textures. I love this. This is the third sheet, and this is the middle of the signature. So there's a lot of journaling space. I have some silver tipped lace there. And again, I even just put die cuts on tags just to make it kind of interesting, getting rid of paper that's just been in my stash for a while. This is one of my favorite pages, not so much because it's complicated, but because it's a very interesting page. Stamping, napkin decoupage, and then a bee stamp. And on this side, here's again another one of those pockets. And this is again, you can see that I make my own. And this is a little bit thicker paper, so I think it would be easier to journal on. It's a little stiffer. Of course, when you get stiffer paper, it's a little bit thicker. It takes a little bit more room. And but it does have, it is nice, and you can stick them in there or there. And in the back, you see two more of my tags. And it's basically a very simple looking journal, but I think it has a lot of interaction and it has a lot of interest. It's a napkin. You just put a bee because bees are all over the place. And like I said, just keeping it simple, plenty of room. This is a fold out right here. You can journal up here. This is a little pocket here that you could put a little tag there. I have to find those. Another, and I use all of my leftover paper that, like I said, many of you do. And with Traveler's inserts, I only glue two sides because I do like the little flexibility by having this side open for your tags. Again, just a very simple page, but you see how you can decorate plain paper. Then that the blue fern paper right there, and more napkin. This is one of the die cuts. Small little embellished paper there, and I don't know if I'm going to embellish, put them together. Don't know. Kind of like it like that. A bag, and here's the leftover paper. More stamping. Another one of those where you can put a little tag in there. Another one of my bees. Some paper. And again, the back of that card. The onion skin paper right here. And then we come to the end, which I really like that color. And there are two tags, a place to tuck in things. And so this is the journal. I think it has a lot of interaction. It's very simple, but there's a lot of interest to it, a lot of places for you to journal on, a lot of tags. And again, it's just something kind of fun to do. Here's the back, and it just has some lace down here. And I know these flowers are pretty nice and flat. And then you can see the top where all the tags are there. So again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again.